Good evening and welcome to LexTalk Tuesdays. I feel like it should have some like dramatic beginning, like this is LexTalk Tuesdays. I don't know, maybe I've been watching too much Halloween Wars. So very briefly, because I know you guys want me to like get going with the video, maybe you don't, maybe you're not even watching this. It's okay, if nobody watches this, that's fine, because I wanted to upload them and yeah, if nobody watches them, that's okay too. Although I'm really not like a vlogger, I do like to talk, but I'm not like a vlogger. I really want to start like a LexTalk Tuesdays, you know, even though I think it's gonna be uploaded probably like on Monday, but this is the first episode and I have a reason. I generally just see a lot of things going on online, or I just have like a lot to talk about in general, and I really want to share it with my channel and get that out there to my subscribers. Plus, you know, I want to hang out with you guys. Chilling, talking. So for the very first episode of LexTalk, I want to go over like questions, comments, concerns that you guys have been contacting me about. But for real, I generally just want to go over like common things that are asked to me so that way I can get it out there in a video and hopefully help like a large group of you guys at one time. As you guys know, I'm always active on my social media, but when it gets to be like the same question over and over and over again, even though I've answered it a gazillion times, it gets really, really hard for me to answer every single question. And then it's like this whole process. Like I hope that my LexBats don't think that I don't like them, that I'm ignoring them, because I'm not. And that's the very last thing that I want to do is ignore a question, and I really do want to help you guys out. The first question that I'm constantly bombarded with on every single social media to ever exist is, where do I get my contacts? Now I made a post previously on Facebook, on Instagram, pretty much everywhere but YouTube. I've been answering questions everywhere but YouTube. That I normally don't like to go over my contacts, not because I don't want you guys like not to know where my contacts are or something weird, but simply just because I am not an eye doctor. I don't want to be recommending things to you guys and then have them not work out for you or something weird. I can also tell you guys that please do not be like, what's the cheapest contacts out there? I don't know. Oh look, these are only $5. Let's get them and stick them in my eyeball. Hey, I'll send you free contacts if you promote them on your social media. Don't be that person that's like, oh, free contacts, I'm gonna get them and I'm gonna stick them in my eyeball. You don't know anything about them and you're going to put them in your eye. So intense, I didn't even put my remote down. That kind of stuff freaks me out. Mostly because you have no idea what it's made out of, you have no idea if it's approved or not, if you don't do any research in them, you're just getting it because it's cheap and that's not okay. Those contacts can be made out of like bat wings and like crushed pebbles that someone found on the sidewalk. So although I'm not gonna recommend an exact brand of contacts to anybody, what I will tell you guys is that your contacts should be FDA approved. There are very, very few websites out there that actually have FDA approved contacts. No matter what website you order from, where you're picking up contacts, they should ask you for your eye doctor and then also for a prescription. Now what confuses people about that is that you don't necessarily like technically need a prescription. What they're asking for is they're asking for the size of your eyeball measurements. Now like I said, I don't know about that kind of stuff because I'm not a doctor, but I know you can get that from your eye doctor, and they're gonna give you, if you don't have a prescription, they're gonna give you a 0 prescription and then also give you the curve or however you do your eyeball measurements. If you don't get your proper measurements from an eye doctor, what's gonna happen is they're gonna slide around, you can damage your eyes, it's just gonna be overall not good. So realistically, if you don't pay as much money for good quality contacts that actually fit your eye, and then you get them and you can't use them, you pretty much just wasted your money altogether. I will also say that I use the Opti-Free Replenish for my contact lenses for the solution. I have really sensitive eyes, and this is like the best solution that works for me. I don't know if it's gonna work for anybody else, but this is the best solution that works for me. Another thing that I'll say about contacts is don't always listen to people that are on YouTube. But Lex, not now, I'm in a very passionate explanation. Now I said this on other social media, and I do not mean, so don't be like, oh, Lex went and said don't listen to you on YouTube. I'm not saying this is every YouTuber, but I'm not saying that I don't see it either. And I do know this from my side of things because I've also had companies asking me to send, you know, free contacts if I'll promote them. I'm not saying these companies are bad, I'm not saying these people on YouTube are bad, but all I'm saying is that sometimes people will get free product just because it's free and will promote it on their YouTube, on their social media, just because they got it for free. And that's not something you'll ever see me do. If I'm using a product, if I'm using anything, it's because I like it. So if you guys do see something cool on YouTube that you like their contacts or something like that, please do some research before you follow coupon codes or things like that. The next question that I get asked all the time on my social media is, where do I get my products from? All the products that you say will listed somewhere around the video. Description. It's always in the description all the time. The only reason that I say somewhere around the video is because sometimes YouTube will change its layouts. I don't want one day like the description's gonna be on the side of me again, and then you guys are gonna be like, I don't know where the description is, it's not below you. I can't even say all the products I used sentence without saying all the products I use today. And whenever I'm saying a product or whenever I'm listing a product, I do try to list that it is BH Cosmetics, blah, blah, blah. So the reason this question is so difficult for me to answer for you guys of like, where do I get my products is because I don't live in Canada. I don't live in Europe. I have no clue whatsoever any other stores around. I don't know if Australia has Sephora, but what I do know is if you guys are watching this video, you all have the internet. So if you guys are curious where I get my products from, the best thing that I would say is go on to Google, some sort of search engine, and then just type in the product that you are looking for. This is either gonna bring up the first website, which should be the company's website that you guys can order from, other places that carry it. If you guys go to the website that the product is on and comes from, they usually have a store locator. So if there is some place around you that actually physically sells the products, then you guys can find it near you. If they don't, you guys can order it offline. Pretty much all of my products that I use all the time are normally ordered off the internet. There's very few things that are actually at Sephora that I use. Maybe like my Urban Decay eyeliners I'll get at Sephora, Ulta. But the very best thing you guys can do is type it into Google. Another common question that I get asked on my social media is, can you do blank? Around the times of like October, I normally don't take like a ton of requests because I've been listening to you guys all year long and I kind of write down certain things for certain months, certain times of the year. But when you guys do request something, I definitely listen to all of your requests and I do take it into consideration and just kind of see what my schedule looks like and like what I have to create the character. And I do read all of my comments on all of my social media, whether I reply or not. But if you guys are looking for a specific character, the best thing that you guys can do is type it into YouTube and type character Madeyewlook. Some requests that I get, I have already done on my channel. It's not like this doesn't happen like only sometimes, it happens all the time where I've already done it on my channel. So by the time you guys type it out, wait for me to reply, it depends on what I'm doing. It might be a couple days, might be like a minute. You guys could have already found this tutorial on your own. So that really is gonna help you guys out. So when you guys type it into the search bar in YouTube, just type in whatever character with Madeyewlook after, and if it doesn't pop up, chances are I haven't done it. And the reason that I'm really asking you guys to like type it in yourselves and find out yourselves is so it makes it a little bit easier for me to see my requests, because when it's like bombarded with things I've already done, it makes it difficult for me to actually see all of the other requests. There are some things where I really need like a team effort. Is there a cheaper alternative to blank? Some things, yes, there is, like certain eyeshadows. You guys could always go to like a drugstore and figure out, you know, which color matches best according to like what you guys see in the video, and some things not so much. When it comes to body paint, I wouldn't necessarily say there's like a cheaper alternative to what I use. If you actually look at it, depending on what you guys consider as like cheap, I use water-based body paint and you actually get a good amount, because a lot of people also ask like, I'm gonna be doing a full face and you know, I have one thing, is it gonna be enough? Definitely, it's definitely gonna be enough. Like these things will cover pretty much, I would say maybe like 2 to 3 full bodies. And that goes with the water-based paint, Graftobian, Maron, you know, all those kinds of things that I use. It's not something like you find at the Halloween store where it's like a tube or it is a little circle. It's not like those things where you're gonna run through them really fast. It's more of like a grease or cream based. I'm actually just getting to the bottom of my white, and you guys know how much I use white all the time. I'd probably say this is maybe like going on to like a year old. So even as much as I paint, I'm really not going through paint like all the time. I would say I probably go through black and white the most. But most of the body paints that I buy are like $12 to $15 individually, but it will last you so long. Plus the water-based body paint doesn't really ever clog my pores or give me any problems with my skin. Grease paint, on the other hand, if I put that on my face, I'm gonna break out in acne over my entire face. I just personally have problems with it on my skin. I don't like it. I don't like the way it feels. If you guys wanna go and you wanna get the cheap face paint, it's gonna run out faster and you're gonna have to buy more, and it's probably gonna add up to a lot more than actually just getting the product that is better. I mean, better is an opinion, but it's not gonna be as streaky, it's gonna go on smoother. It really doesn't feel like hardly anything once it's dry. Are you going to continue your 7 Deadly Sins videos? Nah, just kidding. The 7 Deadly Sins, I started doing them and then I just didn't really feel like the inspiration behind them, so I stopped doing them for a while, and I'll probably pick up with them again once I actually start to feel like inspired by them. So if you guys did watch this long video of me yapping, thank you for watching Lex Talk Tuesdays. And if you guys enjoy my vlog videos or enjoy my makeup videos, please don't forget to share them with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I don't know which side it's on. We'll figure this out after this video is posted.